Originally, I wasn't supposed to be on this early, but I'm kind of glad everything worked out because I have this awesome fun. Well, I wouldn't even say awesome, just funny story. Just one of those things that it's like I wish I pulled out my phone to record this moment in time because it's just one of those things I'll never get again.
Wait, have we heard this story? I don't think we have, right?
No. I don't think I purposely didn't say anything in the group because I wanted to wait. Okay, so I work like my work is about 10, maybe 5 minutes from a big Walmart, right? And occasionally I'll go there and I'll get some groceries, maybe like some protein bars, just things to snack up on that I don't have to leave every day at lunch to go there. I can just chill at work and chill on my phone or whatever. So I've probably been there about 3 or 4 times when I go on my lunch breaks in like the last 3 months. But like every time I'm there, it's just like it's something different. Like some people are dressed interestingly, like Walmart people. It's just sometimes it's just
crazy.
Sometimes it's just a cringy place, right?
Oh,
except okay. So I walk in. This was Wednesday of last week, so I believe we had already filmed, and I walk in. I'm getting whatever I need, and there's this guy. He's a worker. He's standing in like the foyer where they keep all like the carts and stuff. It's like the first doors, and then you have all the carts, and then you have the second doors that take you into Walmart. He's standing in between, and he's like throwing on some headphones like a normal dude, like probably just going to listen to some music, get his job done. So I'm shopping around for like 10 minutes, picking up a few things, like whatever. And I check out, and I go back towards the same, out that same door. I need to stand up and demonstrate what this guy did. So I'm going to be without a mic. So I'm going to place it over here so you can pick me up a little bit. So I'm walking out the doors, right? And at the corner of I'm looking at my phone, like texting somebody or whatever. And I look up and I see this. Same guy, by the way.
Right outside Walmart?
No, inside Walmart, like where they keep the carts, like inside the building. And I go, that couldn't have been real. I turn around, sure enough, it's the fucking employee who was putting in his headphones. The same guy who's putting in his headphones was sitting there while everyone else is doing their job. I don't know if he was security. He's sitting there and he's just doing.
Is there music even being played?
In his headphones, probably. I don't know what's going on. Like, this guy could have been listening to Mozart and going crazy. I don't know what was going on.
So what? Did you start laughing or what?
So I chuckle, but I'm like, if I pull out my phone, I look like a dick, right? The guy's like, might not. So then I'm just like, okay, whatever. Well, the way ICCU works is because we have a decent amount of people, usually we'll have like a teller and a financial service officer, like a banker, take lunches at a similar time, right? And traditionally, I and this guy named Danny, we both go at 2 around that time. I went at like 2:05. Danny goes at like 2:10. We just so happened to both go to that same Walmart, but we went at separate times. So I'm chilling. I'm eating food in the break room, and Danny comes back and he's got whatever he's got. I go, hey, did you go to Walmart? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, which door did you walk in? He goes, the one on the far right. I was like closest to State Street. And he's like, yeah. He goes, why? And I was like, you're not going to believe this. Cause Danny's also that type of guy that would find this like hilarious. I go, this guy was dancing and he goes, oh yeah, the guy with the headphones. I go, you saw him? And he goes, yeah, he was dancing. I was in there for 10 minutes. He was dancing when I got in there and when I left.
Dude, he's dancing his whole shift.
He was dancing his whole shift. And Danny goes,
holy
Danny's just
shit.
like tall, lengthy kid. He goes, this is how the guy was dancing.
That's insane. That's insane.
And I fucking lost it, man. I go, God, man, why couldn't I just pull out my phone and record it? Like I
Oh
wish
my
there was like a
God.
secret camera on employees of Walmart because that
You
place
should
is
have got a GoPro.
I should have had a GoPro, like one of those guys with like those chest
Yeah.
strap camera
Yeah.
recording devices.
God,
Oh my
It
God,
was
that's hilarious.
that's
yeah.
funny.
It's just sometimes I don't know if I believe the Walmart memes. Like Walmart's like just a very I wouldn't say ghetto, but just like you see interesting things there.
It's not
Oh, yeah,
Livermore
all the
Walmart.
time.
It's not Livermore Walmart though.
No.
At least it's not that.
Livermore Walmart is fucking insane.
No, it's
Right next
Garden.
to that creek.
It's Garden
next to that
City
creek.
Walmart. Garden City Walmart is not pretty.
I
Right
haven't
by
been
where
to
the
that one.
Boise
I only went
Hot-
to the
it's
one in.
past the
I only
Boise
went to
Hot
the.
Stadium.
I only went to the one in the Boise.
Yeah,
It
same
was the superstore.
Yeah.
same here.
Yeah.
And that one had some fucking lookers in there too, bro.
But that one was nice though. I will say that is still
No, it
the
was
nicest
nice.
Walmart
It
I've
wasn't
ever
greasy,
been
but
into. I've
there
been
were some fucking
Yeah.
goofballs in there.
in. There for sure were. I mean, that's just Walmart in general though.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Well,
I was like, these memes can't be true, and then I see that shit, and I'm like,
yeah.
God, I might come back here every day
Can't
and
make
just
that
go
up.
fucking. I might be Indiana Jones now. I might just start scavenger hunting for the cringiest person in the fucking building.
Dude, if you see that guy,
Can't make that
please-
shit up.
please pull out your phone, take a video. Just walk.
You should have
away.
went there on Halloween, bro. There
Oh,
would have been some
Oh,
freaks
God.
there, bro.
oh wait, no. Oh no, I went there today. I went there today, and there was someone wearing Jack Skellington pants with a neon green tank top and like a bunch of these ratty tattoos, and they were like 300. The girl was like 300 pounds, and I'm like, yep,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Walmart's cooking something crazy right now.
Okay.
If you're dressing up in a Halloween costume the day after Halloween, you have something wrong.
Yeah, it's not. It's
You're
not
either an
good look.
alcoholic in college or you're a freak on drugs. I'm sorry.
You're just
There's
a
no in
freak.
between.
You're just an alcoholic.
Unless your work's doing it for like a week thing, you know.
Yeah,
But
that's not
Or
good.
unless you're a cosplayer.
do you have
I
any
guess,
stories?
but- No. My weekend was pretty chill. For the most part, just
recovering from
been
Cabo.
recovering from Cabo.
How's that
Doing
stomach
better.
feeling?
Oh, dude, I'm not feeling that, man. It's been that's been rough, but that's
God.
we're not talking about that on the pod.
No.
But no, it's been pretty chill though. I mean, just been starting my new job, which has been really, really fun actually. So that's been good. But no funny stories really. No, nothing. Just been trying to work a lot and with the new job and learn a lot with that. And
Nice.
that's about it. Didn't really do too much over the weekend. Just hung out. And that was it.
Zach, you had
Yeah,
quite-
Zach.
Zach
You were
was
me-
down in
man.
Boise. Zach was
You-
down in Boise, and
So I had a
You
weekend.
were also
I'm not
you
gonna
were
lie.
also kind of dressed up as me in some sense for Halloween. If
I had a
you know,
weekend, man.
you know.
I had a weekend. So I go to Boise on Thursday, right? I land. We go drink at EndZone. We got some food before. It was a good time, right? Wake up on Friday, and I'm a little bit hungover, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna chill for most of the day. Sean and I chill a little bit. We watch a movie, and there's one point where Grayson comes over and he grabs this small little deflated ball that we have. It's an orange and blue Boise State one. He starts throwing it to me because I'm kind of like walking and talking. Him and I start playing catch, and I was like, hey, like, do you want to go play catch outside before we go get dinner? Mind you, like, our whole plan was to go out Friday, go out Saturday, get fucked up, maybe get dinner before, but we were going to drink, right? So we do this because we're basically bored. We're talking for like 5 minutes outside, if that. And so there's basically the street where it's asphalt, and then it dips down like this, and then goes like this for a driveway. I jump up prematurely because the ball in my vision got stuck in like the leaves. So I was like, oh shit, that's like hella high. So I jump up, the ball lands in my chest like when I'm going up. I come down on it, and I come down just on my left ankle in that section that's like dipped down. So it was like this. I roll it, and then I literally fall like this. Here. I rolled it like this, and then went, doosh, fell like I got shot Call of Duty style. And so all this happened within probably 10 seconds, right? And Sean and Grayson are like looking at me, and they're like, are you joking? And I tried getting up. I'm like, oh, it's probably just like a normal sprain, right? I tried getting up, and I was like, ooh, that's not normal. And then right when I did that, I started like fucking profusely shaking. And like Sean saw us, he's like, dude, are you good? And he like got me to the fucking car that was next to me. And I was like, oh God, dude, like I can't even fucking breathe right now. It felt like someone gut punched me. So I'm like sitting there like, and so we hobble back inside. We put some ice on it, and we're kind of just talking. We're like, fuck, like, what should we do? So I iced for like basically the rest of the night. And I got up, I put on my my outfit, and I was drinking a good amount. So started slowly going away. I took 3 Tylenols. And so I was hopping a little bit, but I eventually was able to kind of like gimpy walk on it, you know? So I was like basically just like putting all my fucking pressure on my right leg, but I was able to, you know, I wouldn't even call it a fucking walk, honestly. It was kind of just dragging my leg like a zombie, but low key I was able to limp a little bit and walk. So we go downtown, we have a good time. I go to bed. Saturday comes and we're trying to go to the game. And so it's at like 10 a.m. at this point. I woke up and I was like, okay, like, let's see how bad it is. I tried going to the bathroom. I'm like, yep, can't do that. So I just started fucking basically hopping on one leg, go to the bathroom, come back, and I'm like, dude, fuck, I'm going to have to use fucking crutches. And so Cade brings some crutches over. My buddy Cade is like 6'1", 6'2". The lowest these go to are 5'10" or 5'11". And so they're an inch too fucking tall for me. They're just fucking digging into my armpits. I still have bruises into my armpits right here. It takes me like 35 minutes to walk to EndZone. We finally get to EndZone. We drink a little bit. I'm telling people what the fuck happened. We go to the game. The game is freezing cold. Keaton, you can attest to this. That was the coldest game I think I've ever been to at Boise State.
Okay.
It was 35 and windy, and it felt like it was 10.
Y'all know me. I do not get cold.
It doesn't get cold.
I pride myself on not getting cold. I wore shorts, right? And I wore my fucking Ultra Boosts that are the most breathable shoes on earth. My feet were numb. I couldn't feel my hands. It was, Anthony, to put this in perspective, the wind was so bad. I had a jacket that I would attest that even in cold weather is pretty warm. That my Warriors jumper is pretty nice. Mm-hmm. I had to wrap my hand in a beanie and shove it in the 2-layer deep pocket. And my fingers were still just numb.
We got hot chocolates, coffee, nothing.
It wasn't working.
It wore off in like 10 minutes. And so we leave, I believe, at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, right. I think Boise had just scored, and then we left right after they scored, which is like 30 seconds away from being the end of the third quarter.
Right. And so Keaton and I walked to like this bridge. Keaton ends up running to his car. And what did you say? You couldn't even feel like your feet or something like that?
So we stopped about halfway across this bridge, and I was like, Zach, the crutches aren't really working for you. Let me just get my car, and I'll just pull up along the bridge, and I'll just pick you up. He goes, all right, cool. So I start walking, and I'm like, man, it's going to be like a 2 or 3 minute walk. I just want to get to my car. So I start running, and I start running across this grassy area. All I could feel hitting the ground were were the heels of my foot and the side of my foot. I couldn't feel the middle of my feet, my toes. I couldn't feel anything hitting the ground. So I could have had no feet and I would have felt the same. It was it was awful.
Unreal, bro.
That's bad.
And so I'm just sitting there, right? Like basically on the edge of this bridge, just laughing at some memes I was watching on my phone. This little kid walks by and I could feel like someone was like staring at me. So like I look up and I'm like watching this kid. He's just walking by like.
So I was like, sure you weren't gonna yop him.
I was like, hey buddy, how's it going? He's like, good. And he turns to his mom. He's like, what happened to him? He points at me. I was like, shit, man. Well, I played football. That's what I did. Anyways, Keaton picks me up. We go home and we end up getting food. And at 7, I was like, dude, I'm way too exhausted to go out. Like, I feel like my ankle's fucked. Anyways, I get back and a bunch of people are coming to our house because we're pre-gaming. And so I was like, fuck it. You know what? I'll get in costume. I'll pre-game a little bit, drink a Monster. We'll see how it goes. We end up having a party until like 11 and my foot is barely fitting into my Jordan. Like it is really swollen. And so I was like, fuck, should I go downtown? Like some people were debating it. And we were like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go downtown. And so we go downtown, we go to Silly and Graney's, and at this time it's probably like 1 a.m. And I started talking to someone, and let's just say we were out until pretty late. 7 a.m. late, and got to about 7 a.m. And I'm thinking, I'm like, man, I really need to go to urgent care as soon as possible because my flight was at 6 p.m. I didn't want it to be like a broken thing, and I had to stay there and get X-rays and be in the doctor's office all day. And so, had my fun until 7, and I walked home. Walked home, bro. Heard the fucking birds chirping. Right in front of Jersey Mike's, limping home. I go and get my brother's car, and I told him, like, the night before, I was like, hey, man, like, I need to use the car for urgent care. He's like, fine. Go to urgent care. It's like 9 a.m., bro. 9 a.m. I haven't had coffee yet. I literally just got home. Freezing fucking cold. Walk into urgent care, and girl and I start talking. She's like, okay, I'm going to go, like, get you x-rays. So I get x-rays, and I'm waiting for about 20 minutes. I'm just sitting there like this, like. And, like, I had a lot of adrenaline that night. I was on one, obviously, because I was up until 7. But, like, energy, adrenaline, caffeine, like, I had a lot. I was drinking, too. There was a lot that went into it. And so I sat there, and it, like, all wore off. And I was like, oh, man, what the fuck did I just do? And so she comes back with the x-ray. And this is my fucking foot in the office.
Dude.
Yeah. And so
look at the bruising.
Dude, it's so bad.
That is awful.
Keaton, I don't want to roast you, but low key, like my ankle looks like your foot when you were like 300 pounds.
Oh, it's bad. When I cankles?
Yeah, it was like that, bro. And so she comes back in 30 minutes later. She's like, well, we have good news. I'm like, what's the good news? She's like, it's not broken, but we think you either tore a ligament or you you sprained your ankle really bad. And so I'm like, all right. So I call my parents. I tell them what happened. She gives me a boot. I end up going to the airport, and I had a flight at 6. It got fucking delayed until 7. I eventually got home at like 11 p.m. And the next day I was like, fuck, should I get an MRI? And I was still kind of waiting on like the rest of the results because that was kind of like at first look result. And so she updated the test results and basically said like it was just a bad sprain, but she wants me to go to a foot specialist. So I go to a foot specialist Tuesday, because today's Wednesday. Yeah, I go Tuesday, and he looks at my foot. He's like, do you have the x-rays? And I was like, yeah. And I showed him. He's like, he's just looking at it. And he's like, holy shit, man. And I was like, what? And he's like, I'm not going to lie to you. With that much bruising, I am beyond shocked. It's not broken. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, like you got very, very lucky. It's probably as bad of a sprain as you could have done without breaking it. I was like, okay, so what does that mean? He's like, well, you're going to have to start physical therapy and you can't work in the field. If you guys don't know, I work in a construction company. So I have to basically work from an office for the next 4 to 12 weeks until I'm cleared. But, dude, I fucking heard that. I was like, no shot. So I went to physical therapy today, and they fucking worked on it. But it was a fucking wild weekend, man. It was a fucking wild weekend. Shouldn't have walked on it, but it was definitely worth it. There was a lot of fun that happened in that weekend. Shout out to fucking Cody and Sean with the Sopranos costume. That was awesome.
That was sick.
Fucking hilarious. Yeah, that video had me fucking weak.
Shout out Luigi.
Yeah, shout out Luigi. Oh my god, I forgot to say this.
Let's make this quick, but
yeah. So I'm not gonna name a name, but
I don't even know the name. So
there was a dude that came to the party, and he smoked someone's marijuana, and
allegedly.
Let's just say allegedly.
He wasn't on school, like he wasn't on the house grounds. Yeah, he was on public property.
He might have been a little too drunk. We weren't sure what happened, but anyways, we walk outside and Luigi's down in the dirt next to his own throw up. And so me and Zach, one of our buddies, try to get this guy up and into our house, and he's like, yeah, I'll get up. So he just flops back down. He's like, this is where I'll land. I'll lay here. I was like, okay, sounds good, man. So Cade goes outside and like looks at the dude. He's like, dude, we need to get him inside. We get him inside. He starts like throwing up. Mind you, probably 90% of the people in Sean and Cody's house, my old house, did not know this guy. They had just met him 30 minutes ago. We didn't know him. For the next 20 minutes, we started memeing this guy. He had a Luigi costume on. So first person that said something, I don't know.
Silas. It was Silas.
It was someone.
No,
it was
it's
someone,
no one.
but
Oh.
I'm not gonna snitch. But someone goes, "Mamma mia!" I started fucking dying, bro.
Mind you, the guy was breathing, so it wasn't like we were.
Yeah,
He was
This guy's
dead.
dying.
Like,
We're
we
being
knew
a
that he
fucking
just
piece
had.
of shit.
Yeah, this guy was throwing up on my couch. I wanted him just thrown
Yeah.
out. I was like, just get
Right.
him out of here. Yeah, we had like the wah.
Someone
game-
yelled,
no.
he got hit
Someone
by a
goes,
blue shell.
Yeah, someone goes,
You guys should
man, I
have
think
done
he
the
got
sound
hit by a
effect over
blue
the
shell.
speaker.
Yeah.
You guys should have done the sound effect over the loudspeaker
And
of
like
him.
25 minutes go by, and Alan walks by. He's like, "Should we put this on the loudspeaker?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. Absolutely not." That like puts it over the edge. But it was like 20 minutes, 25 minutes of us just memeing this guy.
When he got
There
up,
was
I
one
wanted to do-
here.
When he got up, I wanted to do the Anthony, you know that song that's like Star Power when he's like. And he was heading to the Uber. I tried to get a video of him, but they didn't have the sound of the Mario like soundtrack.
I was gonna say what I was trying to say
like,
was
"Someone give him
you
mushrooms."
guys. What I was
Failed start, bro. That shot is weak.
what I've been
Oh
trying
my
to say
God.
is that what you guys should have done is over the loudspeaker. You guys should have done the sound effect of him slipping on the banana of
Yeah, that's
Mario
what we
Kart.
were-
yeah,
we were
that
like,
was funny.
we were like,
That was so good.
Yeah, no, someone did do that, I think.
someone just said like he fell on a banana or slipped on a banana.
Yeah,
I was like, he's fine.
dude,
Yeah,
that
He
was
slipped on
funny.
a
But
banana.
what a
That was
weekend.
sick.
Definitely worth it.
Well, let's hop into it. I will not.
Let's make it
be-
quick.
Yeah. I will not be on the probably for the next few minutes. I will not be on the pod. So you guys can maybe shit on my fantasy team a little bit, please. I fucking need it. But yeah, let's get into it.
Settle down.
Welcome back. How we doing? How we doing?
Uh,
How's it going, at?
Another week, another down bad football week for me personally. You know,
How's the fantasy team looking, buddy?
dude, I've given up on fantasy, man. I don't care. I don't care. I'm 4-4, but I may be 4-4, but I'm fucking losing my shit. So if we go over to
I'm sitting here so you guys can tell me what to do, and I can give
yeah,
feedback.
so go to the scoreboard,
That's right.
and then or is it the league? Click on league, maybe go hover over that, and then
Rosters?
maybe league home.
I was just on that. I think it's rosters.
Okay.
You can see.
I forget what it's on.
Right?
Ooh,
This one?
no.
No?
Just go. I would go back to. Yeah. Okay. Now click on ankle ant versus Ray's elevator. Oh, you cannot click on the actual thing or view full scoreboard. Try that.
Mm. There we go.
And then click on matchup.
This is this week, right? Or you want to look at last week?
No, look at last week. Yeah, I was about to say.
There we go. That's what we want.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So let's just start with mine then. So I played Diego. R.I.P. Kirk Cousins. Dude, Diego's profile picture has me dead. Someone's soup can dick.
We know that certain someone too.
You want to zoom in a little bit more, Sean?
Yeah.
Perfect. So
We definitely know that certain someone, Diego.
yes, Diego. So Kirk Cousins played a great game, but it's unfortunate now that he is now out for the season. For y'all that don't know, with a torn Achilles. So That's not good for me whatsoever. Ramondre is on the Patriots, so we all know how that was going to go against the Miami Dolphins. Whopping 7 points, under projected. Aaron Jones, under projected. It's the Green Bay Packers against Minnesota, which was a meme matchup in some sense. But yeah, so not a lot performing with my running backs there. Jalen Waddle had a game. Really, really impressed with that. Zay Flowers underperformed. Goddard underperformed. Jets defense held up strong. Kicker underperformed. And Devontae Adams fucking underperformed for the third or fourth week in a row now. One catch for 11 yards for Devontae Adams. And he had 5 targets total, and they were all horrible throws by Jimmy G.
Who has been benched.
Who is now benched. And on top of that, Josh McDaniels is now fired.
And their GM has been fired.
Yeah. KJ Osborne. Seriously, yeah. KJ Osborne definitely did put in some work this week.
Him, man.
I still would have lost.
Yeah.
So there was nothing I could have done to win this week. Like,
yeah.
It was just a total bust, and it sucked. No, stay on that page.
Stay on that page.
Now you can go to the top, Sean. You can go to the top, and you can just click
the game to the right, and we'll talk about Keen's team.
Yeah, we'll talk about Keen's. Yeah.
Hot Chub Time Machine. Yep, there it is.
Versus Bijan Mustard.
Okay. Wow, he got his ass kicked. Holy shit.
So let's take a look at this.
Alex Almendares, man.
Jared Goff underperformed. Pollard underperformed.
Holy shit, his running backs really underperformed.
Wow. T. Higgins, hey, he put up points this time at least. I'll give him that. Christian Kirk underperformed. TJ Hawkinson popped the fuck off.
He's got to be tight end 1, right?
I think it's still Kelsey.
Is it? Click on TJ Hawkinson's name.
He's number 2.
Damn, you might be right. Damn. He's been going kind of crazy, I felt like.
Yeah. No, overall.
David Njoku.
Dude, he had a game.
Wow. 17 points. Okay. He is playing 2 tight ends yet again. That is insane. David Njoku
look at his bench.
And
look at his bench. He doesn't have anything to play down there. Oh, I forgot. He forgot to start Dallas's defense. I forgot about that. That was funny, but that still would not have helped him.
It wouldn't have helped him, yeah.
Alex's team
actually looking down bad right now, buddy.
Keen's definitely looking down bad.
It's kind of insane that you're starting a tight end in your flex position. There's really no one that you can pick off the waivers. David Njoku, I mean, he did really well, but that's a crazy start in our league.
It is. Scroll up, Sean.
You should give him to me, actually.
Take a look at his record.
Because Darren Waller is now injured.
Dude, he's 2-6.
Shit, Keaton.
Keaton's 2-6. Oh my god. Oh, that's bad.
That's tough.
Wow. That's not good. That is not good.
Who's next?
Holy shit.
Well, Keaton, RIP. No. We wish you the best.
RIP. Well, on to you, Zach. You got lucky this week.
What's your name?
Call of Duty.
Oh, okay, cool. 6-2.
All right, 6-2. First in the East for now. I believe that's my 4th game in a row that I've won. My running backs have just been OP this year. Honestly, I have 3 RB1s low-key. Matthew Stafford just hurt his fucking thumb, so he will not be playing. Alvin Kamara has been, I believe, the second best running back since he's started to play in week 4. Raheem kind of underperformed, which is unfortunate. Tyreek Hill did well. Cooper Kupp, for some reason, has not been playing too hot in the last 2 weeks. Darren Waller hurt his hamstring in the first quarter and is now out for 3 weeks at least, which is not ideal. Jahmyr Gibbs, man, he won me the fantasy game. I was down 30 points with Jahmyr Gibbs and the Lions going into Monday Night Football. Look at what he did. Single-handedly won the game. So that was crazy. Jake Elliott has been a fucking force at kicker. That man is averaging at least 10 points a game as a kicker, which is insane. But the next 2 weeks, I'm low-key fucked. Got some really tough bye weeks. I'm pretty sure next week I have Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, and Mostert all done. As in, like, they're not going to play because of a bye week. So that's going to be a tough one. this one I have a couple injuries. It's going to be a good game between me and I believe it's Eamon, or maybe I just played Eamon. Who did I play? Is this Eamon to the right?
That is Eamon, yeah, because he has Barkley.
God, I don't remember who I'm playing, but it's going to be a good game. But I'm pretty happy with my team. 6-2 is pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
And then I have fucking
wish my
Kyler
team was
Murray coming
6-2.
back, too. If he could play anything like he has in the past, that'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Who's this? Zach Stewart.
That is
64.
Stewie.
Damn.
Yeah.
Who does he have? Tua.
He's got a solid team overall. He's low-key been fleecing fools, though.
He has
Some
been,
bad
dude.
trades.
Bad trades.
And they're taking them. They're taking them, but it's tough.
It's absolutely horrible. He got
Dude,
an
his
awesome
team is
Eckler
low-key
for free.
stacked. Holy fuck.
Well, yeah, he's making these trades. He offered me a trade, too. He wanted
His
to...
fucking bench sucks.
Listen to this, Zach. I think I told you this, but Stewie offered me the trade for Dotson and Henderson for Zay Flowers.
No.
Anthony, this is your account, right? What if I offered a trade to, say, Zachary Stewart?
Go for it. Offer him a trade.
Okay. It's like I can give him.
Well, who you gonna give him on my team? Who do you got?
Maybe Jalen Waddle. I mean, you don't really have that
Devontae
good of a
Adams,
team.
Aaron Jones, all for just one player.
Yeah, maybe I don't know, just like a defense or something.
Yeah,
That'd be fair.
I could take a kicker. You know.
Okay.
Are you starting the Raiders defense this week?
Fuck yeah, I am.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. I'm
That's
going.
insane.
I'm ballsy. I'm going ballsy on that one.
That's insane.
I know.
But yeah,
But yeah, dude.
that
Do you guys
wraps
have
up
players
fantasy.
like this week that you guys added, or any like, I don't know, sleepers or not sleepers, but like
I have
picks
some
you can
players
make?
I'm trying to add right now, for sure.
Well, I guess,
But
you
I will
probably
not
don't wanna
say
it out loud.
because, yeah, because of
That's
our
fair.
league, we have to bid the amount to get the person.
Ugh.
You can bid 0.
So the highest person that bids the greatest amount gets the player. So if we say something now and Ant's like, "Oh, I want to go fuck over Zach," or "I'm looking for a wide receiver," and
Yeah,
I
I
know
didn't
he's a
think
wide
of that,
receiver,
yeah.
he can go in and go bet 75 rather than 72 if someone has 72. You know, it's the
likely
highest
not,
bidder, which
though.
is kind of crazy, but yeah, I mean, he
I
probably
most
will.
likely won't do that, considering I only have $80 left. So
Yeah, I have 150.
That's kind of
so
cool.
I
You
have
guys
some
do
room
that.
to
I've
play.
wanted to do that for like fantasy baseball, where you kind of have like you have money to even like throw in. Can you guys use it for trades too?
no, not in this
No.
league. In my
That's a good idea,
dynasty, in my dynasty league, so we can trade it. If you don't know dynasty, so basically it's a league that you take care of for the entire season, and you, when it comes down to draft time, you're drafting like rookies and stuff like
The
that.
entire career, not even season.
Yeah, exactly. And so you can trade your draft picks, you can trade players, but you can also trade the money in for waivers and whatnot, which is actually really interesting. It
Yeah, that's kind
makes
of insane.
it like it's weird of actually how much that can actually affect a trade, right? Because you could throw in like a late second rounder, you could throw in like $50 and a player for some other like really good player that you want that's like young still, right? So
Do you guys have a punishment yet?
I don't know.
Not exactly, honestly.
Not exactly.
I think it's going to be like a food challenge, but no one really like solidified.
No one
that.
does the
I don't
punishments.
know.
No one does them.
Yeah, it's kinda
Zachary
tough.
Stewart.
What do you think about Mr. Commissioner John Bueno? Is he a rightful commissioner, or does he need to be canned?
You see, my answer changes to that question every single week.
Yeah.
It's either
no.
Based on how you're doing?
no. I
He
will
shouldn't
say the
be
one.
canned. He shouldn't be canned.
I will say he is probably the only person in our fantasy group that I trust with holding on to our money. He's the only
I guess
person in
that's
our
fair.
group.
That is fair.
It's because it's John. Like he's a grandpa. Like
Right.
he's not gonna spend that money. He's not gonna do anything with that money. He's not gonna touch it. But
I don't know. He's not a bad commish. I feel like just everyone's going to complain no matter what and no matter who is the commish, especially if it has something to do with like the waiver wires. But the only thing I could say is I think he set our league to a setting that's not the greatest, especially with trying to pick up a player Sunday. So that was a little shitty. But Overall,
Yeah.
John's not a bad commish.
No, he's really not. We just give him shit because
But
he's
I wouldn't
John.
say like someone can't be better, you know? Like Keaton has the
No.
time on Sunday to look at that shit and help everyone all the time, and he was probably a better candidate in the beginning. But I do say John is very trustworthy with money, so he's not a bad candidate at all.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna
Sean,
take a
like
break here, and then wait. What did you have to say?
I was gonna say, just remember, man, you're up next in our league in line.
Oh yeah, in line. Okay, well, I'll take
Yeah.
that spot if no one.
If basically Zach, if someone leaves the league, then Sean's next. He's next in line to join the league.
Let's go.
Sounds good to me. All right,
Yeah.
we'll take a pause here, and then we'll be right back.
All right.
Alrighty. Well, looking at this past week, and we had some crazy fucking games. The first one that I would like to kind of point out.
Can I be honest though, real quick with that? I'm sorry to interrupt, but
you're good.
I think we can agree that these games, honestly, this week they were kind of boring.
Low key, it wasn't a very entertaining week.
As we
There's
said
definitely
last
some
week,
matchups that were fucking blowouts.
I mean, like last week, we said none of the primetime matchups were good. They were all very mid primetime matchups. Like it wasn't an entertaining week of football. Like I think I watched only a few games of football this week, if I'm going to be honest.
Well, let's hop right into the primetime games. So Thursday, we had the Buccaneers at the Bills. 24-18 Bills, not really surprising. It's a little bit closer than I thought it was going to be. Man, it was fucking boring too. That one was kind of hard to watch.
I could agree.
The other primetime games were the Chargers at the Bears, which might have been the worst primetime game I've seen in a couple of years. 30-13 Chargers, both poop fucking fests of a fucking franchise. I mean, geez, man. 30-13 is just not ideal. And then, honestly, probably the most shocking of the primetime games was the Raiders at the Lions. 26-14 Lions, but honestly, the Raiders played really well.
Defensively, they did.
Defensively, they looked like they were honestly a pretty decent unit, which we have not seen from the Raiders in a very long time. Max Crosby is probably a top 5 defensive player in the league. He's playing better than fucking Bosa right now for damn sure. He is 1,000% playing better than Bosa. Don't even get me fucking started with that. I don't want to fucking talk about it. Honestly, he's probably the 3rd best defensive player in the league right now, in my opinion. He's a beast.
What is he right now? Myles Garrett?
Myles Garrett and TJ Watt for sure. Okay. But yeah, that was a really close game. Jimmy was Jimmy. Threw a couple fucking picks. Horrible offense. Jimmy. But in the game, I heard something interesting. Did you know this, Ant? That the Raiders have the 7th best passing defense in the league right now. And that's based off of one statistic, which is passing yards per game. So I'm not gonna say they have the best or they're up there in the best, but they are top 10 in one statistic in defense. That's unheard of for the Raiders. So shout out to the Raiders. They also fired their GM and their head coach and benched Jimmy. So it looks like
they're making that real quick. Let me get into that real quick. So Josh McDaniels was just fired.
Awesome for Tyler.
Yeah. Well, Josh McDaniels was just fired. Hopefully he doesn't go back to the Patriots. I'll be really, really pissed if he does. But check out this statistic here, Zach. All right. Josh McDaniels' Raiders resume. He's blown 5 double-digit leads, lost to a high school coach, lost to Baker Mayfield, who had been traded to the Rams 3 days prior, lost to a Division II quarterback, and failed to score 20 points offensively in 9 of his last 10 games.
You just can't make that shit up.
You can't.
Can't make it up. That's just unbelievable.
That is
it's sad. That's sad.
That's pathetic. There's a reason why. What was it? He went to the Broncos for a little bit, a year.
Yep.
And he got fired. There is a reason. I don't even know if it was for a year. I mean, I could be mistaken. So, but I know for a fact. I know it wasn't long though. It could have been a year. It could have been less than a year. Either way, it was not a long time. There's a reason why he got fired.
Let's look it up.
So, yeah, that's why I don't know. I'm happy that the Raiders did get rid of They did get rid of Josh McDaniels.
One season.
For sure. One season? Yeah. So,
just pathetic,
yeah,
though.
I think it's great for the Raiders. I think they're in the step of the right direction. They're benching Jimmy. They got rid of the GM. They got rid of their head coach. Like, I think this is what they need to get back on track. Are they making playoffs? No. But they get back on track. This is a great start.
Right.
But
start the rebuild now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They have some pieces that they could definitely do it with. I would start the defense around Max Crosby, and then the offense is going to be kind of difficult. You don't really have a quarterback. Josh Jacobs is a little bit older or getting up there for running back age. Right. Devontae is a little bit older, but he's still a dog. Clearly does not want to fucking play there. You know, actually, this game was the first game I think I've ever seen Devontae in however long he's been playing, almost 10 years probably, actually throw his fucking helmet in anger. He threw his helmet in anger right before half, sat his ass down and said, fuck this bullshit. That man is not happy. And that's rightfully so, man. Their fucking team is garbage, and Jimmy overthrew him in that game 4 times. 4 times.
Yeah. And
5 targets, 4 of them were overthrows.
After the game, they interviewed him, and he said that I don't even know what to say. I have no words. And it's like, fuck, man. Like, that's wasted talent right there. And on top of that, for the trade deadline, apparently the Jets and some other team that has a good wide receiver core all around. Both these teams reached out to the Raiders about Devontae, and the Raiders turned down both offers.
Yeah,
they said no. We are keeping our star wideout. If he's your star wideout, fucking use him then, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I'm sorry, Jacoby Myers is a great receiver, but you got to utilize Devontae more.
He's a good reception receiver, but Devontae's a top 3 receiver in the league. I mean, you could even make the argument that he's the best receiver in the league. It's like,
I mean,
how do you not use the best fucking receiver in the league? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. But that's not here nor there. I am happy
for Tyler. Maybe he can get a little bit more luck and happiness out of this year, because it's been a rough one so far. They've been competitive in most of their games. They just can't win a game. And I think Josh McDaniels being out of there definitely helps their situation.
I agree.
Okay, so let's go through some of the Sunday games. One of the most shocking games, I think, that I watched, and I saw highlights. I won't say I watched.
Broncos and Chiefs?
There's 2 of them. There's 2 of them for sure. Broncos versus Chiefs, and the score was 24-9 Broncos, and then Panthers versus Texans. Panthers won 15-13, giving them their first win of the year. They're 1-6, and they beat the Texans. It's like, dude, right when you think the Texans can be decent, man, they lose to a 0-6 team at the time, and they lose by 2 points, 15-13.
Absolutely.
That's a tough one to swallow for a Texans fan. And that Broncos fucking Chiefs game, man. I don't know if you know this, Ant, but did you know that Patrick Mahomes has never lost to the Broncos? That's the first time that he's lost in his career to the Broncos.
That's the first time the Broncos have beaten the Chiefs since Peyton Manning was the quarterback.
Yep. And 24-9. It wasn't like it was a close game. They whooped their ass. Patrick Mahomes, I think, threw for 200 yards, but he also had 2 interceptions. Here, I'm going to look it up. He had a really bad game, which is not Mahomes-like. Yeah, 240 yards, 2 interceptions, 63% completion rate, and 59.1 QBR, which is horrible for Patrick Mahomes, which has been kind of concerning for them because I feel like their pass offense has not been the same as some of the past years where they've been dominant. So, yeah, let's continue to go through some of the games that surprised me. 31-17, Bengals over Niners. I said this earlier. I don't really need to get into it. But I gave the analogy to John, and it was when a bully gets bullied and they basically are stopped in their tracks with what they're doing, they aren't the same. You know, like you see these bullies in the movies where it's like, oh, like this guy picks on this guy until another guy comes along and beats the shit out of him. And that guy in the rest of the movie isn't the same. Well, that happened 3 weeks ago when we played the Browns, right? The Niners have not been the same since playing the Browns, where the Browns bullied the Niners. Like, let's be honest. Browns were more physical. They set the tone early. And they beat us. Next game against the fucking Vikings. We don't come out very hot. Our defense looks like they're playing for a JV fucking Granada team. And we lose fair and square. This game right here, I knew off the first drive when we fucking gave up that 7 points. The second drive. We gave up the second points like it was nothing. I was like, nope, not good. They are soft. The defense is playing soft. It's bad coaching by Wilkes. It's horrible offense. And maybe Debo and Trent Williams being out is that big of a deal, but something needs
There's
to turn
no way
around.
it's that big of a deal, though.
And I just don't think it is either. I think it's coaching on the defense and just being lethargic. And honestly, I think the Niners have like this fucking weird thought process in their head right now where they're like, we're the best team in the NFL. We could just walk in there and just be us and we're going to win. It's like, no, this is the fucking NFL, dude. Like, you're playing against probably some of the best athletes in the world. And when you say you're the top of the top, okay, maybe you're an all-pro, but these guys that are playing, all of them could be considered Pro Bowlers. All of them. You put them in the right situation, they all have the talent to be a fucking Pro Bowler, especially the fucking Bengals, where it was, last year they made the AFC Championship. First 4 games, they don't look very good, right? Well, guess what? They were injured. Joe Burrow had a calf injury. Now they're looking fucking very good. So this is a perfect time for the Niners to have a bye week, get healthy, and man the fuck up.
You guys have a tough schedule coming up, though.
Very, very tough. And we can talk about that later. But, yeah, that one was tough. The Eagles versus Commanders. For some reason, the Commanders have played the Eagles very well all year. 38-31 kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
The Jags are the hottest team in the NFL. They're they beat the Steelers 20-10. They're 6-2 with I believe a 4-game win streak right now, which is good for the Jags, man. I'll be rooting for them in the AFC. The Dolphins are playing really well. They beat your Patriots 31-17. Decent game by the Patriots, though. I don't think it was honestly that bad. The score says a little differently, but the Dolphins have a very dynamic offense.
They do, and it's crazy. Like,
right.
I don't know. I've already spoken my piece already. For y'all that are listening, like, I've already talked about my piece with what the Patriots need to get done. Like, there's the same shit every week, right? It's either and I can tell typically off the second drive, I can tell if we're gonna win or lose. And after that game, even before that game started, I said we're losing. We always lose to the fucking Dolphins.
Yeah, of
course.
Especially this year too. They're really good.
No, yeah, but
I feel like it is kind of crazy that we can watch our team, and within like the first or second drive, we're like, this is going to be a long game. Yeah. Like, we've watched our team so much already this year and in past years where it's like, dude, if we don't come out the fucking gates firing, especially against a fucking team where it's like the Bengals, the Dolphins, you're going to lose most of those games. And
no,
we did.
You are 100%. It's just one of those weird things.
And then the last game that kind of surprised me was the Cowboys versus Rams. I thought this was going to be a bit closer than it was. 43-20 is kind of insane. So good for the Cowboys, but they'll choke in the playoffs. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
So leading kind of into next week, or I would say this week, we're going to do a power rankings. Keaton doesn't look like he's back, so hopefully we can do this ranking, and he can come back maybe to look at it and give us some comments. If not, then I'll just be ants and eyes for this week.
Yep. All right. I'm going to share my screen. All right. Can we see this? Yes, we can.
Yes, we can, brother.
So,
all right. I think number 1 and number 2, it's going to kill me to say, but I think it's pretty obvious. Eagles at number 1.
Oh, shit.
And, we're big haters of this team. Big haters of this team, but we got to put them there.
Really, really weird, man. It's weird.
Very, very weird. Shout the Ravens, though. They look really good.
They do.
This is where things kind of get weird to me.
Which is weird, though, because, I mean, my gut right now could tell me instantly of what to do from this point is here.
I don't mind that.
I
think here, though, this is where it gets a little hairy. I think the next 3 teams should be the Chiefs, Jacksonville, and Detroit. And you could throw it kind of in whatever order now. We could talk about it because I feel like number 3 could change too. I don't mind Miami being there.
Well, these are the
So
teams
throw,
right now that I'm thinking already. Hold up.
Yeah.
These are teams that are going to be in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Probably Seattle too, just because they've been playing well.
I was gonna put Seattle up there too. Yeah, absolutely.
The Cowboys, just because they had a big win.
I was trying to find theirs. Let's see.
Chiefs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Chiefs. 1, 2,
after
3,
that,
4, 5, 6,
should
7.
be
That's it. That's it. So from here,
so let's rank them.
what I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking right now. I'm gonna go here. What?
Oh, we forgot the Lions. They got to be up there too.
Hang on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5, 6. Ooh.
I know.
We're gonna have one of these teams out.
Hang on. We're gonna do this.
An honorable mention layer yet again. Again, smart.
Honorable mention. We're gonna have that there. And honestly,
I don't like Dallas that high.
well, this is just a rough draft right now, and then we'll go through it. One of these two is going to be an honorable mention.
That's fair.
And then we'll do this. Now, this is really where I'm struggling with right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, but the Niners they've been lacking.
These 3 teams should be top 5, but they have not looked like that. I won't say they're struggling, but I mean, the Niners are definitely struggling. The Bills won and the Chiefs lost 1 game. So it's like, But
for how I'm going to do this then, I'm going to do this. And then we can talk about it too. We can discuss. Okay. And then out of Keaton's respect.
That's fair.
Seattle's looking nice, but it's middle of the season. Joe Shiesty is coming back strong right now.
Here is my opinion. I think Jacksonville should move up. And then who do I think is better? I think the Lions are better low-key. And I also feel
I don't know if I agree with that one right yet.
I think the Chiefs are better than the Bills and the Cowboys.
I think you're ranking the Cowboys a little too low right now, dog.
That would be my list. And then
for me, this is what I do.
The Niners?
Yes. Right now, yes.
Are the Bills better than the Niners, though?
That's where I'm really iffy with
I think I would
realistically right now, realistically, if I'm going to be honest, this is what I would do. Or this.
No shot, dude. I don't think the Bills are better than the Niners. I also do not think the Chiefs would lose to the Cowboys right now. So move Dallas down.
I don't know, man.
Move Dallas down.
Just lost to Denver.
Yeah, but we've seen some of the losses that the fucking Cowboys have had. They have the same record. That I'm fine with. You know, I don't think Seattle's better than the Niners. And I don't think
like
the
right now,
Cowboys are better than the Niners. However, this is a power ranking. This isn't where I think it's going to be at the end of the year. This isn't who I think is going to win if we were to put these teams in a playoff. But I think for now, that's a fine ranking.
See,
it's kind of crazy that the fucking Bengals are in the honorable mention. They just beat a good Niners team. I guess we'll see who should be in the fucking top 10 because they're playing each other this week.
I know you like this, but personally for me, I'm just going to say personally for me, that's how I think it should be. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I like this better than this, but this can definitely be more your list here. But the only switch I would make is just that. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's weird.
Well, yeah.
Well-
I mean, my thought process is like these teams played right now. Who do you think would win if it's tight like that? You think if the Chiefs played the Cowboys would win?
I don't know.
But it's also tough because it's like, well, are we predicting that in regular season or playoff? So I think if the Niners figure something out, they're not worse than the Seattle Seahawks or the Cowboys. But for now, because of rankings, I would say how they played, you can make the argument they should be in the honorable mention section.
Right.
And I don't think they should be, but I'm just saying, I think it's just weird how you're supposed to rank these things, you know? But I think
Totally.
that's solid.
Having the Jags up that high though is
Dude,
kind
shout
of
the fucking
kinda
Jags.
wild.
Shout out the Jags, man. They've been balling. Here, I'm actually going to look at, and I'm pretty sure their schedule is not that difficult. That's the one thing that scares the fuck out of me about the Eagles, the 49ers, the Cowboys, and I believe it's the Dolphins. They have very hard schedules. Very, very hard schedules coming up.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Hold up. Also, can I
Jags.
get one more honorable mention?
Yeah.
Not saying that this is just honorable mention.
Yeah.
Shout out to
I like
fucking
that.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah, man. I like
Zach,
that.
after that Chiefs game, Zach Wilson is. I don't give a fuck if he's lost
been
a
balling.
game after
He's been
that
balling,
Chiefs
man.
game. He's been fucking balling. I'm giving the Jets the honorable mention as well.
He's been a different Zach. He's Zachary right now. He's not Zach
Yeah.
Wilson. He's Zachary Wilson.
He's Zachary Milf Wilson. Yes.
Yeah, he got a little bit more mature. We're going to call him Zachary from now on.
Yeah. Like
Zachary
he
Wilson.
is Zachary Wilson. No, I like him. I
and
like
another-
how that Jets team is looking right now.
Another honorable mention I think we could throw in there are the Cleveland Browns.
Ooh,
And-
yeah, I like that.
I like the Browns. I think their offense is very iffy, but that defense is legit.
Defense is legit. I like
As long as
it.
they don't play the fucking Colts. My God, that was bad. But, I mean, they played a tough Seattle team and only lost by 4, so
I agree.
I think they're
Yeah.
decent. Yeah, that's our power ranking
Well-
for this week. Hopefully Keaton can join and actually look at it and critique us, but I think he'd probably agree with most of those.
I think he would too.
Yeah. With that being said, though, our last segment will be us making some predictions for these games. So Keaton again is not on, so we
Do you want me
will.
to? Do we want to
Yeah,
say
you know-
do we want to say the matchups of the week that I'll kind of describe very
Yeah.
briefly?
Let's just go. Let's go
the
through
end?
all of them. Yeah, let's go through all of them, and then you could describe the 4 that we talked about that are going to be really good, and then we can end
Yeah.
it.
All right. So yeah, just mention all of them, but those ones for right now.
So, do you want me to
you
look
have
up?
it pulled up. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. So our Thursday night game is going to be Titans and Steelers. Oh, God, dude. For some
that's a-
reason, this looks like a horrible game, and I feel like it'll be a decent game to watch. But
Give me this.
Jeez,
I'm
dude.
gonna take the Steelers
how
on
do you
that one
fucking
though.
pick this? Who's home? Who's home? At Steelers? Yeah, give me the Steelers.
Yep,
Give me the Steelers.
I agree.
So we both got the Steelers. Dolphins, Chiefs. I think the Chiefs have a bounce
That's
back
part
game.
of the. That's part of the. That's one of the matchups
Oh
of the
yeah,
week
yeah.
right
Sorry,
there.
sorry.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, you know what? We'll skip those for now. Vikings, Falcons. Without Kirk Cousins, I think the fucking Vikings are going to be poopy. So give me Atlanta.
What were the teams? What was the matchup?
It's Vikings at Falcons.
Give me the Falcons because Kirk Cousins is out and they're working with a new
Yeah.
quarterback.
Agreed. Saints and Bears. I'll go Saints.
Saints.
Rams and Packers. Oh God. Rams
Rams.
at Packers.
Rams.
Yuck. My gut is telling me the Rams, but I think I'm going to go to the Packers because they're at home. And the Rams did
Okay.
not play good football last week.
Okay.
Commanders at Patriots. Of
Please, for the love of
Christ,
God,
dude.
I'm
Oh my
Patriots.
God,
I'm gonna
yeah.
say Patriots. I need to say Patriots. I have to, man. Please,
I'm gonna
God.
go Commanders. Here we go, Commanders. Ravens,
That's
or
fair.
excuse me, Seattle at Baltimore. Fuck, that's a good game. Never mind. Sorry, that's one of our games. Buccaneers versus Texans. Give me the Texans in a bounce back game.
I'm going the Bucks.
Fair enough. Cardinals at Browns. I'm gonna
Browns.
The Cardinals
Browns.
are 1-7. My God, I was gonna say I'm gonna go with the Browns, but I saw that record and had to say that. That's pretty bad.
Horrible.
Colts at Panthers. Jesus
Colts.
Christ, these are some horrible games. Colts.
These are. I'm only looking. These are horrible.
Giants, Raiders.
I hope it's the Raiders.
I would assume it's the Raiders. Give me the
I'm going
Raiders.
Raiders.
That's probably the first time you've heard me say that.
Yep.
Matchup of the week, and then Chargers versus Jets. This will be a really fun game.
Give me the Jets. I'm going Zachary Wilson, baby.
Yeah, give me fucking Zachary
Hey.
Wilson.
Justin Herbert.
Stop.
Overrated as fuck.
Here we go, though. Here are our matchups of the week, and they are pretty fucking good, honestly. There's 4 of them, which is probably the most that we've had in a couple weeks, if not for the whole season. But these are some very good games. So, Ant, take us away.
First matchup of the week game we have, ladies and gentlemen, is the Miami Dolphins versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is actually, I believe it's in Kansas City.
It is in Kansas City, and it's for,
That's
I
not
believe,
good.
first place in the AFC. So
Correct. It's the Tyreek Hill revenge game, and it's also the race for the number 1 seed right now. Big game, huge game, and unfortunately, though, the Chiefs have home field advantage, and unfortunately, I'm going to say it because it's out there. It's the NFL now, unfortunately, but the Chiefs have the Swifties with them now, and this is not good. This is not looking good for Miami Dolphins.
The refs, the Swifties,
Taylor Swift being there,
good.
it's not looking good at all.
Give me the Chiefs 38-31. I think it's going to be a pretty close game, but I am the Chiefs win.
Give me the Chiefs 38-34.
Ooh, I like that. Moving on to our next one, Ed.
We have the Seahawks and the Ravens, and I believe it's who's home?
It's in Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore. Now I don't know. I don't know. Because here's the thing with this game. This is the battle of the birds right now. Both these teams are 5-2. These
5-2 and Baltimore
solid.
6-2. Baltimore hasn't had its bye yet. But they've lost twice. That's correct.
I'm going to take Baltimore.
According to our power rankings, it should be Baltimore. This would really fucking scare me if Seattle won, to be honest with you. Like, this would be one of those games where it's like, fuck.
This is going to be a game where Geno Smith is going to have to prove himself. This is a big Geno Smith game right here.
I think I'm going to go Baltimore, but I think it's going to be very close. And when I say very close, like game winner by Tucker type close,
Yes.
This game scares the fuck out of me. If Seattle goes in there and bullies them and wins, ooh, the NFC West just got way harder. Not to say it is fucking easy right now, but I mean, the Niners being 5-3 and Seattle being 5-2 doesn't really worry me. But if they go in and beat a top tier team like that, I would be genuinely worried.
Right.
But yeah, I think I'll go Ravens. Close game though.
Same. Next game we have the Cowboys and the Eagles. Some may say I don't agree with this take at all, but some may say that this is one of the best rivalries in the league. I disagree with that statement, but some people do think that, though, which, you know what, I will give them that because it is a pretty good rivalry.
NFC West.
It is.
Been a historic rivalry, but recently we know who fucking dominates, and to me, that's not going to change.
I think that this game's going to be a huge game as well. I'm going to go Eagles because it's the fucking Eagles. But, if Cowboys fucking upset the Eagles,
that would be eye-opening as well. Let's point this out. The Cowboys have played the Giants, the Jets, the Cardinals, the Patriots, the Niners, the Chargers, and the Rams. None of those teams are physical. besides the Cardinals and the Niners. Who did they lose to? Well, they lost to the Cardinals 28-16 and the Niners 42-10. So when you try to make an argument as to who's going to win in a physical NFC West rivalry game, NFC East rivalry game, it just is pretty simple to me. Philly has dominated the NFC East for 3 to 5 years now, and they have the Cowboys number. I think they're going to win by 10. I don't know. My gut's telling me they're going to win big. And it's low-key going to be a statement game from the Eagles, which rightfully so. They should do it to an NFC East rivalry, but I don't know. I think the last game that the Eagles played was their best football, and I think they're starting to kind of catch stride, which is scary. So to catch stride against an NFC East rival and to really show the rest of the league that they're here to be actually 8-1 and not frauds, I think is something that's big for them, and I could definitely see them doing that.
Yeah.
So I think so far we've made the same predictions. I don't know if it's the same for this next game because this next game is a lot of fun.
So this game right here is the Bills and the Bengals. This is the playoff rematch, and there's just, I don't know. This game is a lot. This game is huge for both Joe Shiesty and Josh Allen. Josh Allen's been on a downfall lately. He's been off and on this entire season. Joe Burrow is coming back off of a huge decline, and he is on the incline, and he's moving rapidly right now. And he's looking scary. It's that mid-season Joe Burrow, man. Even last season, too.
That confident Joe Burrow.
Beginning of last season, Joe Burrow, he wasn't doing a whole lot. Middle of the season, end of the season, he was a monster. And right now we're seeing that Joe Burrow again, especially after that Bengals win against the Niners. This is going to be an interesting game. You have two huge wide receiver ones, stars. You have Stephon Diggs versus Jamar Chase. You have Josh Allen versus Joe Burrow. There's
a lot of star power on that field.
This is going to be that game. I think this
is the game of the week.
I think this would be the game of the week.
Yeah.
Out of the 4 huge matchups this week. This game is huge.
And I don't know if this is correct, but I just looked it up, and they've only played each other once. I guess that must have been just in the AFC Championship, or in the playoffs, excuse me. So I think that was a divisional round. I'm not sure, but that was last year. Bengals won last year, obviously.
I think the Bills got, if I remember correctly, didn't the Bills get robbed of their win too? Or is that a different game?
Let's look it up. Bills versus Bengals. No, 27-10. That was a different game. I believe that was the game before that. And
that was the Bengals and Chiefs game. That was the Bengals and Chiefs. The Bengals got robbed. That's what it was. Okay.
And didn't the Bills barely beat someone last year in the first round in the wild card game? I think they played the Dolphins and barely fucking beat them.
I mean, it would make sense. I could see it.
Bills playoff run 2022. Oops. Oh, God. Who did they play before this? They played the Dolphins and barely beat them. Yeah. That was the game I was thinking about. I think they actually got a call late too. That was one of those games or one of those calls where it's like, that kind of gave you the fucking win. 34-31. Yep. I know it. So this is going to be one of those games. Ant, who do you got?
I'm going to go on the train. Joe Burrow's got that dog in him.
Yep, me too.
I'm doing it. I'm going on the Bengals train, 100%.
I think the Bengals low-key could win the
Joe
AFC
Burrow
still.
win. I want to see Joe Burrow win.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Me too. I still do. Like, my team, I know my team doesn't have a fucking chance. Who do I want to see win this fucking season? I want to see the Bengals fucking do it. I want to see Joe Burrow with a fucking ring. I want to see him with the trophy. But yeah, that's it.
Those are our predictions. That's this week's episode. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you guys next week.
We promise we won't break our ankles anymore.
No promises.